Hey, Danny Boyle here, founder of Songwriters International. A very warm welcome to today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, click that button and tune in for more videos just like this on songwriting and music. Today's video is all about writing hooks for our choruses. Now, the chorus is the main hook of any song and we're going to dive into this. We're going to be looking at the best techniques, the best practices and the best ways to approach writing hooks into our chorus. I'm going to be sharing the ways that I do it, which you then can put into practice when coming to write your tracks, and especially that chorus. So without further ado, let's jump in and let me share some really great stuff with you. So let's get straight into it. So why is the chorus so important? Reason being, it's going to be the part of the song that's going to be repeated the most. So you're going to be looking at least 3 times that the chorus is going to be repeated, upwards to 6. And yeah, you can honestly get 6 choruses into a track. So try and push and see how far you can go with it. Maybe look at starting with a chorus, a double chorus at the end, and that's already 3 choruses, and then in between you could get another 2 or 3. But there is some song structures out there as well. Just a quick reminder that don't have a chorus in there, but 9 times out of 10 we're going to have a chorus. So when coming to write the chorus, with it being the main hook of any song, it's going to be the thing that is going to drag the listener in when it gets there. And we want to get to the chorus within the first minute, the magic minute I call it. And because if you come in any later, for me, you're leaving the listener just waiting a little too long for the strongest part of your song, which is the chorus. So I don't necessarily recommend it. So first thing I want you to write down is you want a minimum of 3 choruses, upwards to 6, see how many you can get in there, and get in the chorus before 1 minute or at 1 minute, okay? Now, like I say, the chorus is super important because it's going to be the most repeated section, it's going to be the hookiest, and it's going to be the strongest. And I always say you should have a song that is that strong with its chorus that you can almost just repeat it for 3 minutes. I don't necessarily recommend that, right? But I'm just putting it into an example for you. Now, what I want to share with you is my technique, which is called spikes. And spikes for me are the easiest way, the best, most efficient way to write hooks into our choruses. So I'm going to dive into this in a second as well. And there is other songs that don't go with the spike technique for sure. But if you're looking for an easier way to write in a hook, this is what I'm going to recommend to you with spikes. And if you have a piece of paper in front of you, to give you a physical kind of representation of this, if you just draw like a spike up and down, almost like a mountain, then that's what we're going to do in terms of our melody, or like a roller coaster when it goes up and down, that kind of thing. And that's how we're going to generate our hook. Okay, so I'm going to dive in and show you how we're going to use the spike technique most efficiently. Okay, so I've got my guitar out. Whether you play guitar, piano, don't play an instrument at all, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to my guitar because it's my preferred instrument. But you can do this a cappella. Doesn't matter if you don't play an instrument. So, and it doesn't matter of genre. Okay. So what I'm going to suggest you do with the spike technique is when you come to the chorus, is we're going to look for those spikes up and down. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. And yeah, I've not done this, so we're just going to see what comes off the top of my head. Here we go. So. Hey, yeah, won't you wait for me tonight when we can go? So don't you wait for the na. Then back to that spike. 'Cause hey, yeah, won't you wait for me tonight when we can go? So you can see straight away, by just spiking it up, we can create quite a solid hook. That is, if you were, hopefully you're going to have that stuck in your head now, and it's just that slight jump. Hey, da, 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 da. So again, if we have that piece of paper which we drew that graph on, you will see we're just following those spikes up, spike down, spike up, spike down. And that is the easiest way to cement a hook in our song, okay, especially in the chorus. The easiest way. We have other melodies and stuff like that, but that is the simplest way with a spike melody. And one thing I want to say to you guys is that melody is the first initial hook of any song that you write, Okay, lyrics are super important, and the lyric is for another video, but that's what keeps the listener there for a sustained longer period of time. But off the first few listens, the melody is what's going to keep the listener there. Okay, it's what's going to draw them in. It's called a hook because if anybody loves fishing, right, you throw your rod into the water with its hook, and it grabs the fish out of the water. That's what we're doing technically, theoretically the same, but in terms of songwriting. So hopefully that's given you a better understanding of that. But spikes, like I say, is the most effective way of just cementing in a hook into our chorus. Again, example, just that. Hey, yeah, want you there, do. That kind of thing, and it works really well. And what I'm also going to talk about now is the opening spike into your chorus. If you can get it in straight away at the first word or second word, it's going to become more impactful. So that's why I go with that. Hey! Straight away, you're into it. Where if you go there, and I don't know why, hey! It might just be a little bit too prolonged. Just come straight into it. That's why I recommend, if you're going to build your you're building your pre-chorus if you have one, or end of your verse, then you come that chorus and you punch straight away and go up. You impact much stronger and get the listener's attention much quicker, especially with that chorus. And if you can do that at the start of the song and you come in with that, it just draws them in straight away. Depending on the story, obviously. It depends if you can get that chorus in first or not. That's a bit of trial and error. So that's what I recommend, the spike technique, where you're hooking it up and down. Then also, can you be impactful with the first word or second word? Okay. Then thirdly, what I want to talk about is slightly it's in relation to the chorus, but it's not in relation to the spikes, and it's what I call the third line breakout. Okay, so third line breakout is where the verse or the pre or the chorus, for 2 lines you might have this melody, which is the hey, yeah, won't you wait. So there's one line. Then the second line is day for me tonight. Then the third line is here, and that's where you want to break out of that melody you've just done, because sometimes 3 lines can become a bit too repetitive. So if you break out of that melody, then go back into the melody for the 4th line, it becomes more impactful. So let me give an example. So, hey, yeah, won't you wait, cause I can't keep on falling down. So when we go, so when we and then you have that break if you want it, then you go back into that melody of the spikes. So you just create a bit of variation in there, because if it becomes too much, then it takes away a little bit from it. So you've got to have that balance of giving them the hook and then taking it away from them and then give it them again. And that's, for me, I've found to be the most impactful, where you create your hook for the first 2 lines, break it out for the 3rd line, then go back to your hook for another two lines, and then take it away from them, give it back, and they end up just asking for it more and more. But if you keep it back a little bit, then it's more impactful when it drops back into that hook. Okay, so they're the most important things. And let me just pop my guitar down. There we go. Awesome. So, like I say, first thing I recommend is minimum of 3 choruses. Minimum, then into our chorus within 1 minute, the magic minute. Either before 1 minute or within the first minute. Then also we have the spikes. So they're the most effective ways I can tell you right now that is going to help your choruses become a hell of a lot hookier. Then we also make sure the opening of your chorus is as impactful as possible with those spikes coming up and down. Don't wait for it for too long, because it takes away from it being as impactful as what it could have been. And then also the 3rd line breakout, and that works for a chorus, a verse, a bridge, a pre, whatever you may want to do in that regard. So really recommend that, doing that and just trialing and seeing what works. And with that chorus idea I've got there, I quite like it, but I would maybe work little bits and see what I can tweak. So don't always think the first write, it's finished, it's done. I would go back to that, I would rework it, change little bits here and there, and then just cement it, solidify it a little bit stronger so that it's as good as I could possibly get it. But that's what I recommend. If you've got a guitar, a piano, any other instrument, if you produce or if you're doing it a cappella, practice writing a chorus with those spikes. I can guarantee it'll be super, super effective, and it will help you along in the process of writing a hook, because you'll find it a lot easier, because you're not going to overcomplicate it with lyrics. You're just going to focus on the melody and making sure it is as strong as possible. And don't forget what I said before, was that the chorus is the main hook of any song that you write, or the melody is the main hook, but the chorus is also the main hook. So try and get it as strong as possible. Work it within an inch of its life, so you get it to a point where you're just really happy with it. And keep pushing it, because there will always be room for it to grow. And like I say, don't rely on just one chorus. Maybe write 5, 10. I know one songwriter who writes 14, 15 choruses on each song, and then he puts them on this virtual shelf, and he will pick which one he thinks best. Because, yeah, you may have a great chorus you've just written on the first write, but then there might be so many other ideas that you haven't experimented with because you've just stuck with the first idea. So really, really recommend that. So they're the things I recommend for you when writing choruses, and I can guarantee it will be of benefit, and you will find the writing of choruses a lot easier. So thank you very much for coming along to today's video, and it was all about hook writing for our choruses, and I hope now you are going to go away and you're going to put to practice what we've spoken about in this video. And like I say, it's only going to help your writing when coming to the choruses, and also other sections, because you may try that spike in different sections of a song, but it does work best in a chorus. Now, I've been Danny Boyle, founder of Songwriters International. It's been a pleasure to have you with me on this video, and if you want more of these videos, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Or if you want to learn and work with myself and a team of other mentors, then check out our website, link in description, and we'd be happy to help in any way we can. So yeah, happy writing, and I'll see you guys soon.